Hi, everyone. Welcome to another stream. Today we're doing Sovereign Citizen Saturday. A lot of people wanted Tanky Watch on Twitter. I couldn't find enough material that was succinct, so I apologize. I know we gotta do another Tanky Watch soon. Sorry. Let me see. Pyromancer with 20 bits and a link. Video unavailable. It says the video is private. And then Adria Staley, thank you for subscribing with Prime. 5-month streak. Sweet. How is the new kitty? The new kitty is great. For those who don't follow me on Twitter or don't have a Twitter, Baja and I picked up our second kitty. This is her. Her name is Cassia, or Cassie for short. Cassia is a plant in the same family of plants as lupine, because lupine is also the name of a plant. So that's the theme for the names. Yeah, she's very cute. She's upstairs right now. I have a finished upstairs, so she's not just like in an attic. She's in like an actual room upstairs. And we have everything set up for her, and she's just getting settled in. According to the vet, she was hit by a... Hold on. According to the vet, oh my god, did you put a video together that's all the Obama saying 17? You're my gosh damn hero. Yes, thank you, I appreciate that. That's fucking heroic right there, is editing all those 17s into one video. Anyway, according to the vet, she was hit by a car recently, or bumped by a car, as it was more specifically put. So that's a shame. She's doing fine, though. She's good. She got spayed yesterday, so she's still recovering from that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm very excited to have a new member of our family. So that's the new kitty. We will get a new kitty emote when we can. I'm not gonna bother by going and taking up-close headshots. But when she gets more comfortable with us, we'll do a new cat emote. Was it a Tesla? Not to my knowledge, no. H. Baird, thank you for subscribing with a 3-month streak. Says, if you could be any type of conspiracy theorist, what kind would you be? Ooh, probably aliens. Probably aliens. I wouldn't want to be any of the QAnon stuff or anything like that, that's for sure. Baja's upstairs spending some time with her right now. She'll give us a status report when she gets down here. Mike Mack says, man, people are going conspiracy crazy on the company that sells the hat from yesterday. They're asking and leaving dumb reviews on the other items the company sells on Amazon. I would call these people the... Oh, no. But they beyond that. Yeah, no. Ever thought about covering real conspiracy theories? Nah, I'm not interested in that. Which you'd think I would be, but I'm not really. It might be interesting, like, for one specific Tinfoil Tuesday to actually go over actual historical conspiracies that we know for a fact really did happen. That might be fun. And compare and contrast those with, you know, conspiracy theories to show how conspiracies actually work as opposed to how conspiracy theorists think they do. Ooh, Hype Train. Bardlock Moses says, I like the Bigfoot stuff. It gives me hope that we haven't effed up our wilderness. Surprise, we have. Bigfoot isn't real. Bardlock Moses, thank you for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. I'm 15 subs behind on my April sub goal because I try and do 10 a day on average. And I took yesterday off for electrolysis and now today's a new day. That is my new kitty, yes. Doon, 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 doon. So what are we looking at today? A bunch of sovereign citizens. This newer sovereign citizen that we've looked at a couple times. Mark Stevens giving us 5 tips to be more effective in court. They're not going to be good tips. This is an interesting one. A sovereign citizen getting arrested riding a riding lawnmower. So we'll check that out. We have... I thought it'd be fun to just search right to travel and see what pops up. This is one of the videos that popped up, as this guy I think is going to give us some faulty information on right to travel. And yeah, good stuff. 6% of level 2. Pyromancer says, bring on Quantum Grammar Lady. Mike Max says, have you seen the recent Falcon and Winter Soldier episode? Can't wait for the Chuds reaction. Yes, I did. It was good. Very good. Let's watch the Obama saying 17 a bunch, because it'll annoy conspiracy theorists.
17 to 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17.
Beautiful. I gotta watch that one more time.
17 to 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17.
I would send this to Peter, but I feel like he'd probably make a video about it and be like, see, Obama knew about it. Dr. Knockers 911, thank you for subscribing with Prime. 33% of the level 2 hype train with 2.5 minutes left. Y'all better get this hype train going or I'm gonna have to punish you with Danzy. Hold on, does Danzy have a new video? It's been a while. I've been trying to lay off Danzy, but if I have to use her to motivate you people. Be very careful, John with 100 bits says traveling on his lawnmower. Yes, he has the right to travel on his lawnmower. Fly West Joe with some bits, thank you. MW1642, thanks for gifting 2 gift subs. Pyromancer says, I left out the 17s that were part of Obama saying 2017 or 1776. Wow, good job. Mike Mack says, what I will love the most is if the Democrats pull a QAnon just to troll the right when they lose the presidency. Well, we're at 1% to level 3. Here's the... This is it negative reinforcement? Either way, if we don't get to the level 5 hype train, we're turning this stream into a Dancy stream. Freiserburn says, I like that the 17th in 17 in the video is a different color quality touch. Fly West Joe says, needs more Danzy. I'm the worst. You're right, I am the worst. That's true. But I'm the worst. That's gonna make that bank, yo. All that sweet, sweet Twitch money. I don't make that much money. So what are we gonna do while the hype train's going? You make enough to afford a house? I bought the house before I was on Twitch. I did not buy the house with Twitch money. Fair, though. I'm very lucky, and I live in an area with very cheap real estate relative to the rest of the country, so... Quiet185, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Appreciate it. Did I watch the Lindsay Ellis video? Not yet. I know I need to, but no, I haven't watched it yet. What are we at now with those gift subs? Level 3 complete. Uh, 20% to level 4. Diza69 says, sorry to ask multiple times, but I still don't understand what a sovereign citizen is. If someone could explain, please. A sovereign citizen is a individual who believes through one reason or another. A lot of them have different reasons. Some of them have very similar reasons because they get them from the same source. They believe that the laws don't apply to them. Like if they're in Arizona, they'll be like, well, just because I'm in Arizona doesn't mean the laws of Arizona apply to me. Oh, just because I'm in the United States doesn't mean the laws of the United States apply to me. Like, just nonsense. And they use bad legal arguments to try and get out of having driver's licenses and following traffic laws and having insurance on their cars. It's a whole bunch of BS. Doodleburb with 200 bits, Mike Max 321 with 20 bits, and a link. Officer, sir, you need a license to operate this vehicle. Sovereign citizen. We don't do that here. Doodleburb with 200, Thrash Mio with a bunch of bits, Tucker White with 100. We're so close. Where's that rich Pole MMO addicted when you need? Okay, that's pretty funny. 69% of level 4. A nice. Oh my god, there's a new episode of the Christine Chan documentary. Oh no. I gotta watch that later. Bardlock Moses, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. At Colston, a 20 bit says, did you see the new Folding Ideas video on Doug Walker's The Wall video? It was like watching a father explaining why they're disappointed in their son. No, I need to catch up on YouTube stuff. I'm behind. Who's Christine Chan? That's hard to explain. Watch the documentary series. They're on part 54 right now. Woohoo Lulu, thanks for subscribing with Prime for 11 months. We'll watch a sausage video while we finish up the hype train. Hopefully finish it up. We're at 87%. It'd be a shame to get Danzy now that we're so close. Roman Civilian, thanks for 300 bits. Doodleburb, thanks for 100 bits. We're at 90%.
Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back. I guess. The thing about nachos is that you only got about 5 minutes before they turn into one nacho. So
Bardlock Moses, thanks for 100 bits. Fly West Joe, thanks for 100 bits. I forget if I also said Doodleburb, thanks for 100 bits. Kierthan with 100 says, I just wrote a 2,000-word essay on why we should abolish the punishment clause of the 13th Amendment. Thanks everyone who suggested it a few months ago. Oh, good stuff. I think Netflix has a good documentary on that called The 13th, too. We made it! We made it to 100% of the Level 5 hype train. We don't have to do Danzy. I appreciate that. That's an effective deterrent.
I got this at a local restaurant here, and it's been about 10 minutes, so let's see how we did. And there's the one nacho. I bet
nachos.
they did look impressive when they, were hot. It's got ground beef. It's got, tomatoes and guacamole. That guacamole's seen better days. All right, I'm feeling sprightly. My sausage prediction is gonna be a 2 out of 5. So all right, let's do. All right, oh wait, so it's the nachos grande sausage. This was $18.
$18? You could make your own nachos that are probably better for way cheaper than that.
This is gonna be one sausage. Hey, well, why didn't you go to Taco Bell for this, Mr. Sausage? It's the exact same ingredients as what's on a taco. So now we're doing the same ingredients, just a different restaurant.
You better add salsa to the top and sausage with the on top of the sausage.
Sausage, chameleon.
Especially for the amount of nachos, that's a ripoff. The pizza place in my hometown, if you ordered like a big thing of nachos, it'd be a huge pizza box filled entirely with nachos, and it would be cheaper than $18. Nachos are not expensive to make. Mike Mack says $18 for nachos. They must be selling kids. Jesus.
I saw that water peeking out. Oh, no. Get back in there, sausage stuffing. You're drunk. 3, 2, 1. Let's sausage. The perfect amount of casing.
Which place? It was just called, it's not like a chain. It's a local pizza place called Mamma Mia's in my hometown. I bet there's a million pizza places in the U.S. called Mamma Mia's. Not the same one, though. It's not a chain, like I said. Zombie Tomcat says we might get UBI in Canada, and I'm holding out hope. That would be cool.
Ever used for a sausage. Which just goes to show, if you never measure, sometimes you'll be right. Will it blow? Yeah, not a lot going on with that.
One Mark Ruffalo.
It came out in a nice little plop. I'm gonna give that 2 Mark Ruffalo.
That was a 1 at best. Bullshit.
This one's hefty. I'm scared to.
No, my hometown isn't technically Saginaw. I grew up in a place adjacent to Saginaw called Hemlock, so a rural area.
Plop this one in there, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's sausage. Oh, it burst. Oh, it's going. It's still going. Hold on tight to your dreams. Yeah. All right. It's got to be done by now, right? Here, you can stay in a while longer. That's an unfortunate.
Yeah, I haven't done the hat thing in a while. I probably need to. We did reach level 5. We're gonna go with the tinfoil hat today because this hasn't been worn in a while. How about that? Have I seen Mike Pillow's free speech website? I heard about it.
Now just burst it all over.
It wouldn't surprise me if it is garbage. I thought it didn't open until the 20th, but I think they were doing like a beta or something to like select individuals. I know Peter was planning on moving all his content there, but I don't think that's gonna work out for him. Who knows though?
I can't believe I'm gonna eat this, like putting a baby to bed. We've come to the time where we attempt to eat the sausage, but first we have a fan letter to open. This is just a compilation of some of my dreams. There's the son that eats sausages. There's the two sausages whose asses I just kicked. And a sausage baby on the floor. It's got everything. That's from Aaron Yashinsky. So thank you, Aaron Yashinsky. All right, so, here we go. Nothing for...
Oh, I missed a tip. Sorry, I don't get noises for that anymore. Just remind me in the chat and I'll get to them. 7 Donkeys, thank you for following. Randall the Grape, thank you for following. Let me go back and find the donation, wherever it is. What about Bob with $5 says the new kitty shall be called Bob. The kitty's name is not Bob, but thank you for the $5.
Firmed up on it as we saw. Oh no, the one that's been cooking just burst. So that's what happens. It doesn't look any more done. It's kind of spicy from jalapeno.
It's not Dojo either. The cat's name is not either of those things.
And it tastes very good. It's no different than like a Mexican-inspired sloppy Joe, but it's just mush in there. So I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 2.5 out of 5.
Bop, 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 bop.
Made changes to the My Pillow Guys logo earlier. Frank, the voice of free speech. I don't get it. What does it normally look like? Hold on. Oh, is it the rotary phone because he's a boomer? Oh, and there's an asterisk after speech. Got it. Funny. Puka the Duka says, I'm late. What did I miss? Not much. We've just been screwing around, basically. It's and I was showing people our new kitty, also. Turn your crank, Frank. Jesus Christ. 1 sec, sorry. By the way, someone did ask what the cat's name is. It's Cassia. Cassie for short. The cat's about a year old. Why am I humming the Home Alone theme? I don't know, was I? Alright, let's get to some of these Sovereign Citizen videos.
Okay, so
this is a Sovereign Citizen, I think who's Australian. We haven't watched this person a ton, we've only seen a few videos, but let's see what this one is about. This one's titled, Good News!
I did promise you some good news, so I've got another timeline behind me. Let's see how this one goes. This one will be a bit quicker, okay? So granted you watched the bad news.
She did say the nation was cuckolded. I remember that.
You got to let that digest. And then when you're ready for more, you come back for more. Indigestion's terrible. Okay. All right, so we talked about the CESTU QV 1666. We talked about the birth certificate fraud. It's an estate. You are the debtor on the estate.
Did I know police are donating money to the teenager that shot 2 people last year? I'm not shocked at all by that. I'd be shocked if they weren't.
There's estimations around your estate's worth about $250 million. As the debtor of the estate, you pay the fines.
Wasn't she the one that
bills.
was boring? I need a link to fall asleep to.
Your status
maybe.
is dead at sea. You're a person.
Each person has a value of $8 million. See, that's interesting. The number used to be 2 million, and I've heard 3 million. I've occasionally heard 5 million, but this is the highest value I've ever seen put on a human being, is $8 million. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty good. Anyone want to buy me for $8 million? That's all inclusive. You get 1 week, okay?
And each person's value is around about 8 million a head. That's why the government's like bringing in lots of immigrants and then not looking after them, because they get the money for the head of the person.
That doesn't even make sense! sense. What?
This means that you're bound by this government.
Oh, it's Australian money. Hold on. Aus dollar 0.77. So let's say 8. So that's still 6 million US dollars. That's still more than I've heard from other people.
This jurisdiction, these laws, the legislation, the directives, whatever you want to call them.
Mitchell says,
They-
Hannah, I'll buy you for 8 million and then just ask you politely to give me a high five. I'm down. That sounds good. Deal struck. Captain Rose says, let's crowdfund and get several seconds each.
Legally own you, your property, your car, your house, your land, your blood, your DNA, and your children. All right, they can do whatever they want.
No.
Because you're not living. You're dead. You're a person. You are the debtor on the estate.
You're a human being. You're a human being who can own property, and you own your property if you own it. But like, for instance, I have a mortgage on this house. God, this hat is just ridiculous, isn't it? I have a mortgage on this house. So I'm buying the house and the bank is letting me live in it until I finish paying it off. But technically the bank owns the house. Once I pay off the term of the mortgage, I will own the house. That's how ownership works. When
you go to court, you are trespassing on the dock. It's
No, you're not. That is not what... And that doesn't mean anything in regard to the court.
the dry dock ship.
The court is a dry dock ship. That's impressive considering the courthouse near me is entirely landlocked. It's kind of a shitty dock.
But it's maritime law, remember? Contract law.
It's not
And
maritime law. It's just normal law.
It's all fiction. It's written in capital letters, which is dog Latin. So think about the amount of contract.
Dog Latin? I've heard of pig Latin, but I've not heard of dog Latin. Let me look that up. Dog Latin. Dog Latin, also known as Cod Latin, Macronic Latin, Mock Latin, or Canis Latinicus, refers to the creation of a phrase or jargon to imitate of Latin, often by translating English words or those of other languages into Latin by conjugating or declining them as if they were Latin words. Let me see. Examples predate even Shakespeare. Include a reference to dog Latin. Bug. Did I get it? Co-starred, go to, thou hast it ad dungill, at the fingers' ends, as they say, hollow ferns. Oh, I smell false Latin. Dunghill for unguium. Thomas Jefferson mentioned dog Latin by name in 1815. Examples. Doggerel. Okay. I've heard of pig Latin. I haven't heard of dog Latin. Mike Mack says, conspiracy theories, the government own real life. The government has multiple laws protecting people's rights and freedom. This needs to be a new type of mental state or something. Yeah.
Contracts that you've got
It's Australian for pig Latin. Gotcha.
with your name on it in block letters. There is remedy within this fraudulent system if you're smart, if you know the right people, if you get the information, and that is doing something like filing the UCC in America, which is the Uniform Commercial Code. There's the filing of the PPSR in the Australian government website.
What do you mean the filing of the UCC? The UCC is the Universal Commercial Code. It's a set of, how do I put this? Guidelines for commercial codes in, like, the United States.
Security register. That protects your property. That takes your official status on your estate from debtor to creditor. So you become a secured party creditor, you become executor or executrix of your estate, and when you go to court, you say you are the principal beneficiary of the estate. The estate is your last name. This has been disqualified, but people are finding remedy. You don't have to pay your fines. You get the Treasury to pay them. You
I like
learn
that
how
after
to
she
discharge
wrote,
debt.
the government owns your property, car, house, land, blood, DNA, and they own your children. Just a little frowny face. The government owns your children! Frowny face.
You write promissory notes based on the bills of exchange. That's cash tender. So you can have lots of fun with that. Okay, so in 1999, as I said, Russell-J, Gould, and David-Wynne-Miller, they captured the US flag. It was vacant because the bankruptcy was over, and they actually saved America.
Okay, so according to Sovereign Citizens, this isn't true, but they believe that the United States went bankrupt sometime in like I think it's like the 1930s or the 1920s, and they believe it was replaced by a corporation. So that's bullshit. But even within this bullshit belief, she thinks that it was just vacant then, and then some people came along and they're like, we have taken up the concept of the United States government. That's not how anything works.
From going back into debt again. They created a new postal system, a really amazing one that's based on an infinity loop where no one goes into debt. It was set to roll out at 10 a.m. on September 11th, 2001.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Pyromancer says countries are not a game of capture the flag. Oh.
But Russell created a new weights and measures, a new periodic table. He created
a new periodic table? Was it garbage? Because the periodic table isn't random. It's based on the physical properties of the atoms. What?
New grammar and created a language flag. He is
What do you mean a language flag? Please explain these words to me. Mike Mack says, this reminds me of the hippies episode of South Park where the hippies want to get rid of a system and replace it with the same system.
Of our planet. He is essentially our pharaoh. He's also commander-in-chief of the army, navy, military, the postal system, the shipping lanes.
I would prefer not to live under a pharaoh. Historically, not super fun.
Vatican key holder. David-Wynne-Miller has since passed away. It was a complex relationship. You can dig into it. And basically, he
is using flags in the code sense? Maybe.
Has been the biggest kept secret of the last 20 years. So David-Wynne-Miller cracked the mathematical code on the language about 1997, 98. And Russell is the creator of quantum grammar and quantum banking. They are copyrighted materials that have been filed. He's also Chief Judge of the Supreme Court of America since 2004.
Wow, so he's the Pharaoh and the Commander-in-Chief and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? That seems like a conflict of interest and kind of completely against, you know, the checks and balances that we're supposed to have, but okay.
So, the capital letters is called Dog Latin. It's kind of a little bit like legalese, you know, the stuff lawyers learn.
No, because legalese is like an actual thing. It's just a common name for like the law that lawyers learn that laymen don't understand because they haven't been to law school. You can't just make stuff up and call it legalese. Kirthan says, OMG, I have figured out where all these sovereign citizens came from. It was those decoder rings. It's a crummy ad. Drink Ovaltine.
I have a law degree from many years ago, and they just teach you how to write an adverb verb. Your obligation is to the court, not to the person. When you take your bar, Black's Law Dictionary states that a human being is a monster. So don't call yourself a human. You're a living soul, all right? And you're
what?
Not a person either. Well, you are according to that over there. So all of the laws and the legislation are all open to interpretation by judges.
I guess that's sort of the point of judges, is to make legal determinations upon laws that have been written. They're applying the law and deciding how that law applies to specific situations.
Around about 8,500 years.
Not only is there a second Christmas story, but there were other sequels as well. They just weren't called A Christmas Story 2. Like, My Summer Story was one.
Very definitely. Last 2,000 years. Remember, Jesus had the Vatican keys. They built the Vatican. They changed all those laws. The last 500 years, they've been going for it. 1666 is when the SGQV, that brilliant idea they came up with. They made it more. And if you think about it, back years ago, 500 years ago, many people couldn't read and write, so they couldn't understand the laws. The last 100 years, they've really kicked in with the IMF Bank, Rothschilds. And so the story is that Rothschild had courier pigeons that he knew 24 hours before Napoleon made his decision, and Rothschild cleverly bought up the stock market and became the richest man on the planet. And he insisted that everyone is taught the wrong grammar. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but it is one that must be swallowed. So if you've got a PhD, you've still got a reading level of...
Have I been on The Atheist Experience? I've been on multiple online shows, and I've been doing YouTube for about a decade, so you've probably heard of me somewhere. I do have preferred pronouns, she, her. Thank you for asking. I'm not the most done up today, but nonetheless.
2.
I am trans. You maybe knew me prior to me starting my transition. Oh, it's okay. Mike Mack says, what am I hearing? This makes no sense. Oh, I know. It doesn't.
Mind you, professors of English know the right.
Have you heard of the Bible Reloaded? I was on that show and continue to be, but I do this mainly now.
And this keeps us enslaved and really stupid. Yeah. There are remedies. You hear people talking about common law. And common law's great. It's do no harm. It's maintain contracts. You hear people refer to things like the Lieber Code that was signed in 18-something by, in America to do with the war. If police pull you over now, you ask them 3 times for their business card and they don't give it to you, they're committing a war crime.
No! What? No!
Nuremberg Code after World War II, they hung all those people that said, I was just doing my job. You hear people talk about the Magna Carta, the Constitution, all these kinds of things. And the latest thing is the swing towards crown and sovereign. Yes, crown relates to, going back to other constitutions, the imperial, the St. Edward's. Yes, we mentioned the Federation flag for the veterans. They talk about being sovereign and free. If you're free, can I have you? Because I've got a ton of housework that needs doing. You actually don't want to be free. You actually want to be contracted honourably, because we live in maritime laws. They're actually shipping laws. And we're actually vessels. That's how they class us dead at sea.
No, you are not a boat. You're not a boat. You are not a boat. You're not a boat. You're not a boat. You're not a ship. You're not a vessel. You are a human being. The law does not classify you as a boat. Boats aren't people. People aren't boats. I am not a boat. Not how this works.
Our vessel holds our soul. And you will hear very esoteric things like, what is your standing? You
Archangel, we're all boats, I guess.
need to know your standing. Who are you? It's very deep, but for you to understand
Maybe she's doing slam poetry.
All of this,
the worst I've ever heard, and I don't have a very high opinion of slam poetry.
So what I really want you to understand is venues, right? So planet Earth is a venue, right? A court, that's a venue. Laws and legislations, that's a venue. That's a jurisdiction, that's a venue.
Venue typically describes like a location, right? Like a place where a thing is occurring. Venue. The place where something happens, especially an organized event such as a concert, conference, or sports event. law. The country or district within a criminal or civil case must be heard. Okay, so yes, it's the venue, right? The county, the area of jurisdiction of the court or the court itself. Sure.
There are only 2 venues on planet Earth.
That's definitely untrue.
One of fact and one of fiction.
That doesn't make any sense. Neither of those things are locations or jurisdictions.
And all of that is fiction, right? I love asking this question because it just leaves people completely dumbfounded, like a deer in headlights. How do you convey
Leaves people
a
dumb
fact?
something.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I know you've got to use your brain for that one. If you don't know, you actually cannot read or write.
Disagree?
Did you know it takes 13 words to create a sentence of fact?
It creates 13 words to create a sentence of fact.
I have 3 degrees and a master's. This has been a bitter pill to swallow. Like, I cannot believe I was taught the wrong grammar. So syntax...
So if someone asks me, like, are you a human being? And I say, yes, that's not the truth because it's not 13 words. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's not any words at all. Those are all numbers.
The mathematical code that David Wynne Miller cracked is the mathematical equation on how it exposes the fraud in the grammar. Quantum grammar is written fact. Remember the 13 words? A quantum grammar sentence can be read in both directions and mean the same thing. It is not open to interpretation. All right?
What? Pyromancer says she needs to find the guy who says facts are a part of speech. Then get married. The sentence she said is 10 words. I know. I'm very confused why she is saying what she's saying. This is too convoluted not to be satire. I don't think it is.
Spoken word cannot be qualified. It is written contract only. Now, you can move from this fiction venue over to this venue of fact. And you do that by taking a live claim. It's kind of like a proof of life document. It eradicates the STQV. It enables you to make claims.
Mike Max says, I don't drink or do drugs, but if I was dying, I still wouldn't have what she's having. Pyromancer, have to wonder how do these people reconcile other languages? I don't know.
And it enables you and gives you permission to use a copyrighted, trademarked syntax and quantum grammar. What it actually does, so it only costs the self-mailer $6.
I gotta get a different hat. This one's bugging me. We'll go with construction worker today, chat. How about that? I don't think I've worn this on stream. There, I'm protected from the stupid. MMO addicted says I haven't taken my pills yet. Why am I tripping?
And
I'll have you know, chat, this is not just a costume hat. This is an Omega. This is like an actual OSHA certified helmet of some degree. I think they have different ratings. I'm not sure where the ratings. When I bought it, I know it had like a rating on it, or when it got sent to me. Well, this will actually protect me if something's gonna fall on my head.
10 ounces of silver for the documents. There are certain people authorized to do this. You have to be careful who you do it with because there are people doing this that are unauthorized. All right? So what it essentially does is it pays for your freight and cargo on your vessel, your blood and your bones. It's called your bills of lading. And you become a postmaster of your vessel.
You had one like this when you were inspecting construction
You get
sites?
to choose where and what happens to your vessel. Because many of you may not know that the postal system is the highest authority in the land.
No, it's not. The post office is the highest authority in the land? No, it's not. In no country is that true. Pyromancer says, need a face shield to protect from the stupid coming out of the screen. And Mike Max says, I want to go back in time where the only big conspiracy theories were that Tupac and Elvis were still alive all along. Simpler time.
Now, come over here. So when you start to learn...
I gotta replace that Hannah facepalm emote. Does not look good. It's like scrunched.
Syntax and quantum grammar, you start to understand that, remember when we were at school and an adjective was a describing word and a noun was a name and a verb was a doing word? Yeah, no, it's all a lie. You know, dictionaries, yep, they're a lie too.
Dictionaries are a lie. Dictionaries are descriptive. Does she understand how language works? If I speak a language and everyone else around me speaks a language and we're all able to effectively communicate with one another, that's a language. That's a language. Like, there's no language tree out in the wilderness that's telling you what language is. Language is effective communication between large groups of people that can intercommunicate with one another. That's a language. How is that a lie?
And so you start to realize, and this is what we've learned, if anything, with what's gone on, is that all we have is the now moment. So we start to discover words that exist in the past. And we know language is powerful.
All these words are just words in English, though.
All those negative words, could, should, would, need, want. These are frequencies. You must be very mindful what comes out of your mouth. Future words, could, may, shall, to, tomorrow, must. There are also things called poison prefixes. All words that start with A, D, A, G, A, M, L, A, L, A, S, A, F, I, N, I, G, I, M, I, L, I, R, for, un, re, pro, pre, pro, and poison suffixes. Things that end with ed are in the past, ly like apply and supply. So.
I felt that, Pyromancer, she thinks words are spells. What? That's actually a conspiracy I've heard from multiple people, that words are spells.
You can learn syntax and you can learn how to navigate yourself in this world, in fact.
Do these people want to go back to caveman or what? Because early civilization have a form of government for a reason. That's why we're here. I honestly don't know.
You can. So that's kind of the good news. So you can change venues. Excuse me. You can change venues. You can bring yourself over into a venue of fact and take responsibility for your own learning and learn how to navigate your own vessel. When you move into a venue of fact, your jurisdiction is higher than the government's.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah, it's great news. Yeah, there are people around that accuse everyone of being pirates, but, you know, it's up to you with your discernment to see if something feels right, and if it feels right and it vibrates in a way that makes sense to you, then you move with it.
Is she a pirate? Yar, matey! Oh, because she doesn't follow what she thinks is maritime law? Maybe she thinks she's a pirate?
Okay, how to bond your documents together. I've got this dinky little glue doohickey, not that I'm advertising these people, because I'm not at all. But what I can do is I can just do that, and you might just be able to see a little bit of glue, and then I'm trying to do this with one hand. I'll add that, so I know that they're done together, and then I've got a little bowl of clear glue, and I'm just going to dip it both sides. Oh, there you go. And just
Have you considered staples?
wipe off the edges. There you go.
Her videos are all in lower cases. That's infuriating. Yeah, because she doesn't believe in capital letters. Fly West Joe says she's a pirate ship since we're apparently all boats.
That's how you bond your documents together, and you've got to let it dry. So it's glued, alright? So the whole thing's stuck
Paper
together.
clips. Staples. What? Why do you think you need to glue the corners of your paper together? What?
Pride, 200 courage. identity.
This woman needs to have her whiteboard privileges removed. Oh my god.
And it beams light onto your third eye. I've been guilty of this in my past week.
Wowzers. Okay, that's enough of that cuckoo bananas today. I don't think I can handle a second more of that nonsense. Let's look at the kitty again, because she's still cute. She uses a Mac, it all makes sense now. Yeah, don't trust Apple users. Mike Mack says the government have done some shady things, but we need the government for order or we'll end up in 24/7 purge. Let's watch the sovereign citizen getting arrested on his riding mower.
Here we are. I got pulled over on my riding mower on the way to go get air in the tires. So I don't understand what his problem is and all that. But we're going to find out and we're going to videotape it. How can I help you? Yeah, how can I help you?
Yeah, do you have your driver's license registration on you?
Excuse you?
I said, do you have your driver's license on you?
You're asking me for a driver's license? Why would I need a driver's license?
Because you're operating
A vehicle on the roadway.
This isn't a vehicle, it's a lawnmower.
Yeah, it's a vehicle.
It's not a motor vehicle.
Yes, it is. It has a motor
I'm not
on
going to
it.
stand here to argue fact with you, okay?
I don't know the legality of I honestly don't know the legality of riding a lawnmower down the side of the road. If he's not operating it, well, let me take a look. It's gonna obviously depend upon the jurisdiction, but I'm curious what what are local laws about this? Do you need a license to drive a lawnmower on the road? This is such a weird question. Kirthan says, genuine question. I have an electric skateboard that goes up to 30 miles per hour. Do I need to have my license with me? I looked this up once. Because I was looking into getting one of those electric bikes. It's like a bicycle that also has a battery on it, and it can power itself and sort of go very fast. And in my local area, I think the speed limit on sidewalks is something like 20 miles per hour. It was actually way higher than I thought it was. So I can go on the sidewalk and it could be considered fine without a license up until that point. But if you get something that's faster, then you have to get off the sidewalk and onto the road. And at that point, I think you require a license, at least locally for me. But that I imagine is going to be different all around the country and especially around the world. Pyromancer says you only need a license for vehicles going over a certain speed. Yeah, I think it's usually a speed consideration. Cleanse suggestion for later? Okay. Let me see. Is it legal to drive a lawnmower on public roads? Absolutely not, speaking only for the US, and you could never get a lawnmower of any type licensed for road use without significant modifications and expense. That being said, it is permissible to drive farm machinery on public roads to get from one field or a storage point to another, so long as you have a valid reason for doing so. In other words, you can't go for a joyride in a tractor or combine on the street, unless it's a parade and you have permission from the parade coordinators, and even then you may not stray from the parade route or designated parade time, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Considering this guy probably isn't a farmer, he's probably not okay. And I know, I grew up in a rural area, so I've certainly seen tractors and different things going down the road, and they have very specific signage on them. It's like an orange triangle, basically. That's like a warning to you, so you can know, oh, hey, this is a slow-going vehicle. They're going from one farm field to another or whatever. And it's fine. You just pass them. They're usually very nice about it. But this guy, since it's just like a personal lawnmower, and I assume he's going down the side of the road. I assume he's not in the road itself. But it might not be legal for him to do that. I really don't know. Anyway. So the fact that I'll assume in this case, maybe I shouldn't, we'll find out more as we watch the video, but I would probably assume what he's doing isn't considered legal, considering he's just like on the side of the road, and that's probably why he's being stopped and asked for his license and stuff.
You don't have to. You just have to give me your driver's license.
I don't need a driver's license to ride a mower, for God's sakes. Go away from me, please. Look, You guys have been getting way out of hand. Do you understand?
I need to see your driver's license.
I don't need a driver's license for a riding mower.
I need to see your
This is the plot of the straight story, minus the dead brother. Unless this guy's brother is dead.
driver's license.
I'm not giving you a...
Hello, how's the kitty doing?
She's fine.
Good.
Hello, chat.
Is she still in that one area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her a little bit of that wet food that we got to see if I can get her to at least move on to a soft bed.
Sure.
A driver's license. I am not a participant in the driving code because, fact, I am a private person and I am using the common way, okay? It is open to all of us. That belongs to us, by the way, us the people, not you the police or the government or the township or, no. You got
The common way, does he mean the road or does common way mean something else? Common way. I don't see anything in regard to roads. Who knows, though? But I'm going to assume he means the roads. The roads are owned by the government. They're paid for via tax dollars by you and me, but they are collectively owned by the government. And the government has the right to set road laws up to and including require licensing to operate on those roads, and also what vehicles can be on those roads, whether it be a car or a golf cart if you're in Florida some places, or near a retirement community, or a lawnmower in this case.
You guys got that all twisted. That's why we're having so much problems right now in this country, okay? They're saying it's a black thing. It's not just a black thing. You guys are oppressing everybody. Stop, back off, go do something that's constructive, because this is stopping. Do you understand me? All this stuff across this country is going to make you guys stop abusing your powers. You don't have the power to act on a person using their right to travel upon the public roadways the common way. It was...
You don't have a right to travel on the public roadways while driving a vehicle. Very different. You have a right to travel in the sense that you should not be impeded from going from, like, Michigan to Ohio to California to Hawaii or whatever, as long as you can get away there. But if you're operating a vehicle on public roads, then you need to have a license and follow the laws. It's just how it works. Pyromancer says, I can't believe the cop has let him speak this long uninterrupted. Yeah, me too.
Already ruled upon in the Supreme Court many years ago. If you guys would read the law. I know the law because I read the law. I looked it up. I looked up case law.
Terrific.
I am not driving. Driving is a commercial activity. That is licensed.
I need to see your ID.
What proof do you have I am engaged in a commercial activity?
I need to see your ID.
When you tell me what commercial activity you're accusing me of, I will give you...
I understand. And if you're absolutely right, and if you are absolutely right on your constitutional... No,
I'm going about my business. I'm going to go up here and take care of my business because I got to get back before dark.
Sir, if you
are putting me into a jeopardized position right now.
If you don't produce ID, you're
I am not
being
producing
detained.
any ID for you. This is not a state that has stopped an ID. I wasn't breaking any law. I am taking my personal riding mower down here to get air in it at the airport.
Even if it isn't a stop an ID state, which it might not be, I would believe him on that one. If it is illegal for him to be riding the lawnmower where he is, then the cop suspects he is in the middle of committing some sort of infraction, and then he's allowed to ID him. Bardlock Moses says it's because he's not a 13-year-old. True, it's because he's not a 13-year-old black kid. 74 Quinn 74 says, my boss just said something about Middle Eastern people. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to read that one. That's gross.
Paul,
your boss is an asshole.
None of your business really what I was doing. But please, go about your business and leave me alone.
You're going to produce your ID.
No.
Well, I'm going to place you under arrest.
You cannot. I am not under arrest. I didn't do anything. What crime are you suspecting?
You are going to be placed under arrest.
What crime are you suspecting?
You're operating a vehicle with
It's not a vehicle. It's not a motor vehicle.
Okay.
Look it up in the codes. And the codes do not apply to people who are not engaged in commercial activity. Codes apply to commercial activity. I am not in commercial activity. I'm trying to go to the store and get some groceries along with filling up, checking the air in these things, and get the hell home before dark. I'm jeopardizing my life. Because now you're going to tell me you're going to arrest me and throw me in prison when the bunch of people might have a coronavirus. So please, get away from me.
Then produce some ID.
I don't need the ID. No, those guys driving around with freaking taillights on. Please go do something.
Some ID.
I am not giving you ID. I have no reason. Give me a reason why I have to ID.
Because I asked
This is not a motor vehicle.
I stopped you.
This is not a motor vehicle. This is not a motor vehicle. It is a riding mower. It is a farm implement.
You have the absolute right to go to
It
court
is a
and argue
farm
that.
implement. I am driving it on the roadway legally and lawfully. Now, please, go back to the...
This cop should just take advice from the last video and be like, actually, sir, you are classified as a boat, and we do not allow people to drive boats down the street. Please provide me with your license.
No, I didn't do anything to give you any kind of reason to give me ID. I did not break any law. I
hear what you're saying.
Then stop.
I've heard all of that before.
This is what's causing problems,
I need to
buddy.
see your ID.
No. Respectfully, no. I recline. I thank you for asking me, but I have no...
Sovereign citizens are just Karens that think they're lawyers. Pretty good description. Modern problems require modern solutions.
No reason to. I didn't break any laws.
Then I'm going to place you under arrest. Then I'm going to place you under arrest.
You cannot. What are you going to place me under arrest for? What for? Failure ID?
No,
you better look it up.
No, I'm going to arrest you for driving a motor vehicle on the roadway.
Oh my God. You really want to go on the news, bud?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, we're going to, because
okay, let's do
this is not a motor vehicle.
Let's do it, and let's get off there. And you can do that.
No, we're videotaping right now, buddy. So you go ahead and do what you do.
This cop also seems kind of like a dick. Motor, I wonder where it is. Vehicle definition. Cornell law. Definition of a motor vehicle. For the purposes of determining the applicability of Section 216.2, a vehicle which is self-propelled and capable of transporting a person or persons or any material or any permanently or temporarily affixed apparatus shall be deemed a motor vehicle unless any one or more of the criteria set forth below are met, in which case the vehicle shall be deemed not a motor vehicle. The vehicle cannot exceed a maximum speed of 25 miles per hour over level paved surfaces. See, this is what I'm saying. The lawnmower probably can't go over 25 miles an hour. It's probably not considered a motor vehicle. But like Moses says, if he doesn't have a window, what will the cop break? Probably his arm. I shouldn't laugh at that. It's disgusting, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that would be considered a motor vehicle unless the specific, jurisdiction has something about stuff like this.
Oh, so it's all good.
Good. So
That's a definition only for that law. Yeah. Specific laws are going to have specific definitions to what the words mean within that law. So.
Actually, are committing a felony right now.
Okay.
You like that?
I'm going to place you under arrest.
For what?
Produce your ID.
For what?
I already told you.
This is not first off, let's go back to the beginning. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. You're trying to say this is a motor vehicle.
That's the state of Pennsylvania is.
What?
The state of Pennsylvania is.
I don't care about the state of Pennsylvania. I'm talking about...
You're in the state of Pennsylvania.
I'm talking about...
Okay.
No, I am not in the state of Pennsylvania. I am on the state of Pennsylvania.
All right, you lost me. If you're in the state of Pennsylvania, if you're located there, then you are in the state of Pennsylvania. You can't talk your way around the fact that you are geographically within the boundaries of Pennsylvania.
Okay. I'm not in the ground, buddy. I'm not dead.
Okay, great. You still need to produce your ID.
No. For what reason? This is not a motor vehicle, which is your probable cause for harassing me in the first place.
Let me explain to you where we discuss what is and what isn't right.
Okay, first off,
in front of a judge.
No.
Yes.
No, that's the problem. Because, see, this kind of intimidation is what's causing all this uproar, bud. Please understand and talk to your folks. This is what's causing it. You guys are enforcing law. That is not law. It's called color of law. Okay? And your codes, rules, and regulations only apply to people when they knowingly...
I know this whole thing. You can keep repeating it. I've heard it all before.
Then why are you
I've been hearing it for years.
Why are you...
Because it is
why
not
do you
correct.
continue to break
Because
law?
it's not correct.
What is not correct? The Supreme Court
You have
rules?
to comply with the laws of Pennsylvania.
The laws of Pennsylvania only apply to those people who consent to them.
Untrue. If you're in a location, that location has laws, you need to follow those laws, or else you have broken the laws of that place and they are going to arrest you. Or worse, if it's somewhere like North Korea or whatever.
There is only 3 laws in this country.
Or if you're in the United States and you're not a white person.
Period. You don't hurt nobody. Okay? You don't hurt nobody's property or damage it or steal it. And if you do, you make amends for it. And you don't do fraudulent business, which is exactly what you guys are doing. You're accusing me of driving. I am not driving. I am traveling on this personal property, which happens to be a right.
In Pennsylvania, that is a motor vehicle. Beautiful, thank you. subject to additional definitions contained in the subsequent provisions of this title, which are applicable to specific provisions of this title. The following words and phrases when used in this title shall have, unless the context clearly indicates otherwise, the meaning given to them in this section. Abandoned vehicle. Well, that's abandoned vehicle. Where's motor vehicle? Hold on. It's alphabetical, which is helpful. A vehicle which is self-propelled except an electric personal assistive mobility device, or a vehicle which is propelled solely by human power. Yeah, they don't have any speed restrictions in their definition of motor vehicle. So yeah, that counts as a motor vehicle. Bummer. He definitely should have checked that out before he decided to drive this down the road without a license, huh?
For God's sakes. Look, everybody, it's a friggin' riding mower. He wants a driver's license for a riding mower. And this is who? Chief who?
Heilman.
Heilman. Would you like to spell it for everybody out there, Mr. Heilman?
It'll be on your citations.
I'm not getting a citation unless you want to really...
I'm not getting a citation. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. No one would ever get a citation then.
go to jail.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone talks to the police like this. Like, I'm not saying someone who talks to the police like this deserves to get treated worse or shot or anything, but I'm afraid of the police. I don't trust the police, so I wouldn't fuck with them. You know what I mean? I'm not testing my luck, right? Like, for the same reason, like, I'm also afraid of bears. You know what I mean? If I run into a bear, it's not great that I've run into a bear, but I'm not going to antagonize the bear either. You know what I mean? Leet Speaker, thanks for following.
All right, well, you know what? Look, I'm not consenting to your...
I understand. I will tell you that you are giving me your ID completely against your will. Just give it to me and we'll all acknowledge it.
No, because when I give you my ID, I am making a contract with you, and I don't want to do business with you.
You're not making a contract with the police when you show them your ID.
You're a corporation. I don't want to do business with your corporation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
No, you don't.
This goes on for an hour and a half, by the way.
I don't understand.
Oh, also court hearing. So this is the court hearing and this conversation.
Because if you did, you'd say, I understand, sir, I'll let you alone, because you're one of the ones that does understand. And then you would go about your business sitting up there on private property, by the way. These people here, they do this on private property, by the way. He was sitting on somebody's private property waiting for speeders to come by where people couldn't see him. It's called a speed trap. And this is Carroll Valley. This is the corrupt police force that is not only for black people, because unfortunately, there's not a lot of black people in this community, but this is what they do to people that just are trying to mind their own business and go about life. And you harass us and steal our money. That's why the black people don't have money. That's why poor people don't have money. You guys keep making up these bullshit laws and rules. Do you understand they're called codes for a reason?
Accidentally based sovereign citizen.
Can you produce some ID for me?
I can, but I'm not going to. I have no reason to, sir. You have not given me a legitimate reason. This is not a motor vehicle. Please, go back to your car.
I understand your interpretation.
No, it clearly says this is a farm implement. It is not required to have a license. A friggin' 12-year-old or some shit can ride one of these things on the road.
Do you own a farm? Are you taking it from one field to another or to a storage shed?
Please look it up.
MMO Addicted says, I'm genuinely afraid of the police in the states causing trouble, while here in Poland, unless they actively mobilized in order to subdue undesirables, the average traffic fellows are super chill.
I understand the law before you arrest me, and I have to sue you too. I already got like 5 of them right now. They're going to be banging as it is.
That's okay. You can sue me. We got insurance for it.
No, that's the point, dude.
If you're already good at it,
this is what's causing the problems, your attitude.
I know. No, I don't have an attitude. I just want you to produce your ID, because I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
What legal reason do you think I have to give you my ID?
Yeah, you're operating a vehicle on the roadway.
Why?
You're operating a motor vehicle on the roadway.
And again, he's calling a riding mower a motor vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
It is not a motor vehicle in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm going to call a friend of mine in the meantime, because it feels he's coming back up here, so forgive me, everybody, but I'm going to make a phone call here real quick, because I had a feeling this is going to happen. Didn't happen to somebody else, but it happened to me. I'm not, you know,
like it needs a state-issued
I'm just trying to understand things here. No, I'm not sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron, buddy. Sorry.
Operated by a farmer. He's not a farmer, to my knowledge.
Fact.
Used to transport agricultural commodities, livestock, farm machinery, or farm supplies to or from a farm.
No, you already told me that.
Right. So why are you ignoring the law, the real law? Why?
A truck or
Why?
tractor determined by the Department of Transportation to be used exclusively for agricultural purposes.
John, can you hear me, buddy?
His personal riding lawnmower would not be considered for exclusively agricultural purposes because him mowing his lawn isn't agriculture, it's yard maintenance. MMO Addicted says, I honestly blame guns. Without such a prevalence of guns, they never have the excuse to have their own or overuse them. Like here, guns are super rare and definitely not used by traffic cops. Yeah, I agree.
Shit, hold on. Fuck, what did I do? God sakes, answer.
You guys know him? I don't know yet.
You guys need to go left, please. Look, now you're making me act after.
Well, I told you you're gonna end up in jail. We go down this road too far.
If I go to jail, I swear to God, none of you people will have a house or a place to live in. I'm not threatening. John, you gotta answer the God bless your phone, buddy. I'm getting arrested right here, right down from the stair. Guess what? Here's the police, and I am recording. Thankfully, I got the video. John. John, can you hear me? Hey, I'm getting arrested right here, right down from Miss Sally's nice little place where this cop was hiding out waiting to sketch speeders and trapping people. And guess what? I got 4 police officers here right now wanting my ID for riding a motor vehicle allegedly down the roadway, which is not a motor vehicle. And that's the whole problem. So anyways, I'm probably gonna need bailed out because this man's threatening me with throwing me in prison, taking away my freedom because I'm exercising my right to...
If I got this voicemail from anyone, I'd probably have to rethink my friendship with that person.
Travel upon the side of the road, by the way, which is not part of the roadway. And the roads belong to me anyways. I'm a property owner in Pennsylvania. John, anyways, that's me, yeah. Look, what am I supposed to do here, bud? You tell me.
Produce your ID.
Your mower's sitting here right now. So you're gonna force a handicapped man to come up here on crutches to get his mower back, right? Because I had to go.
Oh no, I'm going to impound it.
See, this is how nasty these people are. This is exactly why these riots are going on. Because of stupid shit like that. This is not a motor vehicle. His reason for pulling me over saying it's a motor vehicle.
Back to the ID.
It clearly says this is a farm implement.
So back to the ID.
I already told you. You give me a legitimate reason to give you ID, and I'll give it to you.
The legitimate reason is so I don't have to take you to jail.
No.
Because I'll take you to jail and fingerprint you, and the judge will have to hold you to this ID.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm going to take you to jail for driving a motor vehicle on the roadway without a license.
How do you know I don't have a license?
Produce one.
I don't need to. It's a farm implement. You're missing.
Are you a farmer? Because Pennsylvania law seems to indicate that you need to be an actual farmer and have a vehicle registered as a farm vehicle for that to apply, which to my knowledge, you are not. We'll start skipping ahead soon. This is a long video. Pyromancer says, does he know that the simple notion to his whole problem is an air compressor? Right? He's driving his whole lawnmower somewhere to get the tires filled? Does he know you can take the tires off? Like, you can either take the tires off or rent an air compressor. Like, why are you driving your thing down the road?
In the facts.
You want to give me your name and date of birth?
Absolutely not, because I don't want a contract.
You don't have a license.
John, look, I'm already going to jail because I'm not going to give in to the son of bitches, all right? And you know I was in perfect health when I left there, so... You got it? I kept away from diseases and shit. These people are jeopardizing my life right now. He's threatening to put me into a prison where I'm going to be locked in with other men who probably have some kind of disease. And you're threatening my life to kill me.
Yeah, I definitely got the
Over
idea.
bullshit.
Okay, I'm going to start skipping ahead.
Arrest me. What crime have I committed?
I understand.
Please articulate for the world what crime I've committed.
We've been through this.
And say it again, because everybody's not going to...
This could have been a 5-minute traffic stop, by the way. He probably would have, if he produced his ID, again, it really depends on the cop. The cop sounds like he's probably a bit of an asshole, so maybe not. But it's at least possible that in this situation he could have produced the ID. The cop probably would have said something along the lines of, look, man, like, you really shouldn't be driving this along the side, along the side of the road like this, but you're already almost there, so just go do it and head home and then get an air compressor or something. Like, you shouldn't, this is a danger to people that you're going this slow down the side of the road. Don't do that anymore. This is a warning. That's it. He probably would have let him go. Either way, he would have had to drive, back. Instead, he makes this a whole hour-long ordeal.
Get this, they're going to be ringing your phone off the hook, and oh, dude. Anyways, please say it again. For operating a motor vehicle.
At least he's taking up cops' time so they aren't harassing people doing nothing. That's the only positive of sovereign citizens, is they waste police time.
Inside the roadway.
On the roadway.
That is a farm implement in the state of Pennsylvania. It clearly says it in the driving codes that this is a farm implement, and it is not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't pertain to PennDOT.
It doesn't.
Please, I've read it. I know the friggin' manual, dude.
All right, well, come on.
I spent 6 years in prison reading case law.
Okay, well.
6 years of my life. By the way.
Did you just say he spent 6 years in prison reading case law? Huh.
Hey, you guys owe me 2 years already.
All right, well, pop off the mower. Let's put you under arrest.
Whatever, dude. Look, I have a right to.
We're gonna remove you from that mower.
No, you're
and
not.
take you into custody. Yeah, we are.
Listen to me.
I don't want to do that.
I'm a disabled man. I'm a disabled veteran too, by the way, which I'm very, very sad to say I'm a veteran. When I see this kind of freaking this bullshit. This is Nazi shit, guys. You can't ask for papers when I haven't broken the law. What is it you don't understand, sir?
4 cops for this idiot.
Okay, well, couldn't you have given me your driver's license because I was
He's still bitching and he's in the back of the police car.
forcing you to? And then you could have said the same thing and we wouldn't have gone to jail and all this?
No, because then I
Well, why not? You were under duress, right?
I'll tell you why. Okay? Because then you would have given me a driver or suspended license, right?
Incident that allegedly occurred.
Okay.
A misdemeanor count of resisting. Mr. Bowles, you're here for a preliminary hearing on charges filed by the police.
I think this is the hearing that happened after.
So we're looking at probable cause of that.
Please don't interrupt me, Mr. Bowles, or you'll be here for a lot longer than your 3 hours. You have been charged with a misdemeanor count of resisting arrest and a summary count of not having a driver's license.
Colston says, do sovereign citizens want to get caught? It always seems like they do stuff that get the cops' attention. It's because they think they don't... How do I put this? It's a chicken egg thing. The kind of people who are looking for a way to get out of interacting with the police are usually people who end up interacting with the police a lot. Which leads to more police interaction, which leads to them further looking for ways to avoid interactions with the police. And unfortunately, the thing that they come up with is scam stuff that people feed them about sovereign citizen nonsense. So, MMO Addicted says that's actually kind of how cops are, at least in my area. Part of their training is assess danger to other road users. If none was present or it's minimal, you should utilize a warning and stop at unless it is a repeat offense. That's why you'll get away with speeding on an unused county road, or country road rather, speaking from experience.
Summary count of driving while suspended. Well, the summaries are irrelevant today. We will not take...
Oh, he had a suspended license? That explains a lot.
Testimony on the summaries. The summaries by law travel. If the criminal case is bound over, all the summaries will go with it. If the criminal case is dismissed, all the summaries will also be dismissed. These charges stem from an incident that allegedly occurred on 28th of June 2020, at which time you were observed driving a lawnmower without tags or rear lighting. You were stopped by Chief Heilman. You refused to provide information related to your driver's license, wouldn't give your name.
I think this is the first time on this show we've seen both the arrest and the initial court hearing. I don't think we've ever gotten both in one video before.
And that you were not doing anything wrong.
Recording might be illegal. It often is. Probably why it's in his pocket or whatever.
Arrest you so that they could get your identification. They pleaded with you, discussed with you for 20 minutes to give them some identifying information. You were then told you were placed under arrest. You refused to get off the tractor. Multiple police officers then removed you from the tractor with substantial force, and you refused to let go of it. And they got you to the ground and handcuffed you. And they found your ID. 8th, driving under suspension, which I will tell you, if convicted of at a later date, will carry with it substantial jail term. You're driving the tractor to the store. That's which it's alleged to have occurred. Today's hearing is not to determine your guilt or innocence, it is only to determine that there's sufficient evidence to bind this over, which is called prima facie. A prima facie case is based on me taking all the evidence in the light most favorable to the Commonwealth, and if they provide sufficient evidence that a jury, if they believe everything the officer says, and that would be at a jury trial, that would be sufficient evidence to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, you can call your first witness.
Commonwealth calls Chief Heilman.
Oh, the cop is actually there. I wonder if this happened, like, directly after the arrest. You can hear the judge being tired of dealing with this, yeah.
You swear to affirm all the information you give in today's hearing.
He just agreed to stand under the judge. Not all of them believe that nonsense.
I approach.
Is it an arrest warrant? Because that's what I look like. It says arrest warrant on it, so that's what I figured it was an arrest warrant. They're asking him for arresting.
It's signed by.
Nobody.
Well, that's because it's, I just said it's not required. The verification is the only thing required in this case, because he was not sworn in. The verification is properly signed by and for purposes of constitutional right.
And then when it went to your hand, the recording started over.
Okay, that's enough of this guy. I assume he just got, a trial, and I assume he was found guilty because it seemed pretty guilty to me. Maybe not a fair assessment, but it's my assessment nonetheless. Case dismissed. Here's this sovereign citizen who's like a complete douche talking about, quote, self-sufficiency. These shorts make me incredibly uncomfortable. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You know, I got a question. You know, you guys don't have to answer, but I mean, it'd be cool if you did. How many people have actually experienced what love, true love, actually feels like?
I feel like there was a song that asked a very similar question, you know?
Well, I will say this. I've experienced it twice in my life. I will say that at one point, there was a time where I thought that I was, but I actually wasn't.
I appreciate that he decided to do this video with us staring right down the barrel of his moose knuckle, you know? That takes some balls that he very clearly has. Pyromancer says, feels like the start of a porn and he's gonna start masturbating at any moment. Yeah, he did. He just finished, and this is his post-nut clarity conversation. What's a moose knuckle? It's like a camel's toe, but for dudes. It's a way of describing the dude bulge.
I was happy with, you know, the scenario, what was going on and shit. But I didn't really have actual I developed 2 great connections with 2 great people.
I'm gonna hold on. I gotta turn this up. It's too quiet.
And
it's a little better. Zozo Horror Show says, I've heard of smuggling bananas, but those shorts show he's running plantains at best.
love is a beautiful thing. It really is. But it's not something that I think that somebody can actually keep on feeling. As a matter of fact, I really actually only feel like someone can be loved one time or feel it one time. So, and I feel like if love does actually exist, 2 people have to actually have that connection. So,
oh, I just got very dizzy for a second. That was weird.
I will say this. I don't believe one person actually felt the same way at all. It was like it was frivolous. It was fictitious. It wasn't real. I don't even know how to explain it to you, but I mean, I kind of felt like
I haven't drank much water today, so that might be part of the problem.
besides the point. I was actually just curious to know what people have. Others, how many people actually have experienced it and how many haven't? You know, there's a lot of people out there that actually haven't.
I didn't line the helmet with tinfoil.
I'm just fortunate enough that I have actually experienced it. And to tell you the truth, I don't ever want to experience it again. While there are perks and benefits to that feeling, there are a lot of the fact being self-sufficient.
Does this guy really just opine for like 19 minutes with his dick almost hanging out? He feels sorry for the women in his basement.
Or just having fun. Learn from your stupidity.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Sovereign citizen versus police. Hold on. Loud.
Hello, Mr. Alton.
This motherfucker said my name. What's up, bitch?
Oh no!
How you feeling today, fuckface?
Is he just gonna start harassing people in front of the cops? Is he harassing the cops by swearing at them? Uh-oh.
Hey, don't be saying shit like that. No. Just let him go.
Oh, dude. I'm the wrong. Oh, so you think.
I'm gonna stop that there just in case things get, let's just say racially insensitive. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop that right now. This guy has got issues. He's got a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to do it right now, motherfucker. Oh, yeah. What's happening? How you feeling today, officer?
How are you?
Doing fucking awesome. You know, what? Honestly, you guys are fucking scum. You know that?
Yeah, this is a dumb white guy.
All you guys. Scum motherfucking shits. I got a warrant, bitch. And I want to fucking turn myself in and take care of that shit, alright? Got that? Alright, you stupid bitch. What's that?
You listen to your music tomorrow?
I got a warrant, bitch.
Hey, what's your name?
Ryan Alton.
He's saying, I got a warrant, bitch. I want to turn myself in. Does he actually have an active warrant?
Yeah, for real.
What's your date of birth?
07-29-91.
He's traveling for a bruising.
I just love doing this shit. You know that? I love it. I just like fucking with these stupid city police because they're just fucking fraudulent and shit, and foreign agency and whatever. Yeah, it's stupid. But I have fun doing it. Sure do.
You're very cool, Ryan.
What? What am I doing? I told you what I'm doing. So?
It's 3 in the morning. Oh, this poor guy. He's got issues.
Fucking, I'm lit as shit. I'm ready to do this.
If I wasn't working, I'd be asleep. I should be asleep.
Well, what would you... I mean, if you were in my shoes, you would be doing what I'm doing, okay? Trust me. I am a lawsuit king. I'm a lawyer, basically.
I am a lawsuit king. I'm a lawyer. Oh my god.
I know.
This is has this guy hit rock bottom yet, or is he just a few steps below? I'm just curious. Stumbling around, quote, lit as fuck at 3 in the morning, harassing random cops.
Oh, have you? So you know about me. Oh. Alright.
Daylight Reckoning with 100 bits says, I've got a warrant, bitch, versus I'm a judge, bitch. You're fucked. Who wins? Oh, Marcel. This kid wishes he had the legal balls of Marcel of the family Bassett, okay? This kid's a little bitch boy compared to Marcel, okay? I would bet on Marcel 100 times out of 100 in a street fight between these two, okay?
Man, I'm gonna...
If it were a court case and one was a defendant and one was the plaintiff, I wouldn't vote on either because they both definitely somehow figure out how to give themselves contempt of court charges. He isn't at rock bottom. He's advanced rock bottom.
Sue the fuck out of you guys next, you know that?
Who did this before?
Next, you're next. You guys are next. Oh, Naperville. I'm currently suing Kendall County and Bolingbrook. And I will be suing DuPage County.
Windy.
Petey. And... right here, motherfucker. Hey, you know what? So, do I have it or what?
Yeah, you do. You told me.
I got a fucking warrant, do I?
No, I thought you were just kidding. You're for real.
For real. Yeah, I'm for real.
You can't take your money here. You have to just give it to them.
Alright, I'm doing... For real, I do this shit, man, all the time, you know?
That's his hot air.
You know what? What do you think about me?
I think you're a nice.
Really?
Yeah, you came and turned yourself in.
That's awesome. I mean, but have you heard about me before? My name's pretty...
Oh, this guy's got some insecurity issues.
Pretty popular, isn't it?
I know, I've heard, but the light kind of bothers me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. Seriously.
I know you wouldn't like me shining my light in your
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this guy is... Oh boy, this guy is not doing good.
basically, you know.
Doing, bro? Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Why are you guys being aggressive, man? I'm not.
This is him getting arrested for some reason. Okay. Good enough with that guy. Furkadon, thanks for subscribing with Prime for 9 months. Says, I hath been born. Yeah, what are we going to call this one? I'm going to go with Angela. Pyromancer says, seems like if he can't be famous, he'd rather be infamous. I could see that. Let's check out some of these so-called right to travel videos. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
What's going on, YouTube? You guys just don't seem to get tired of wanting to learn this knowledge. All right, so I covered this a little bit in pieces in other videos, so this is going to be kind of a short and sweet one, or at least I'm going to try. Right to travel, what is it? Okay, if you look up Supreme Court cases, okay, on Google, just Google it, right to travel, you will find that there have been cases won by the Supreme Court, which is the ultimate law in the land, not your little judge, magistrate, or whatever down the block. Not in the...
What does this mean? Your local judge is still a judge.
Mr. Officer who thinks he knows everything. No offense to the good officers out there. But that being said, I'm going to take the time. We appreciate you and continue to support us. Make the hard call. Keep your partners in check when they overstep. You know, we see you out there, okay? All right, so back to right to travel. There's tons of cases that have been won by them, by the people, we the people, the actual sovereign people of the land. But the mistake people make is that they don't realize, and most of these cops don't realize either, a lot of their COs or commanding officers do, but the new ones, the rookies, a lot of them don't. And the problem is because the average person is walking 2 different jurisdictions.
Honestly, I kind of like his setup here with the screen behind him showing sort of like landscape footage, but he kind of ruined it with the laptop behind him. He needs to move the laptop, he needs to move himself closer to the TV, and then zoom in the frame so you don't see the bezels, so you just kind of see the moving picture behind him. Like, it looks pretty good. I don't know. For this, you know, production value, I should say. Mike Mack says, Chud Obama. I don't think he looks or sounds like Obama. What are you talking about?
Okay. That's where the confusion comes in. That's where when people are like, oh, I'm a sovereign American. There's no such thing as a sovereign American at all.
Yeah, he needs to change the luminance values and stuff, but, like, it's an idea.
It's not on the paper. It's not on the books. What you mean is you are a U.S. national. That's what's on the books. You mean you're a state citizen.
That's not a thing. I mean, you are a citizen of the state that you live in, but you're also, if you're a citizen of, like, let's say Mississippi or Michigan, like I am, or Florida, you are also a citizen of the United States. You cannot be a citizen of one and not the other. And United States national is a very specific thing. Like, a United States national that is not a citizen, I think that only applies to certain individuals who are citizens of various protectorates and territories of the United States, which is a different thing, and you're not that. You can't just declare yourself that. That's not how it works. It has an actual meaning.
That's what's on the books. You could be a foreign national. That's what's on the books, okay?
You're not a foreign national, though. If you were born in the United States or are a naturalized citizen, regardless of what it is, then you're a United States citizen.
In the old days, if you look up right to travel...
And even if you were a foreign national, for the record, the laws of the country would still apply to you.
Well, it'll say, you know, this American, you know, who has all sovereign abilities, or a sovereign American, blah, blah, blah. They use that term, but that's the old term, and it's not on the books. It was never really put on the books. It was just something said because they didn't think they had to tell people. It's like telling a king, hey, king, do you know that you're a king? No. Okay, so they have...
If that's the differentiation, then why would kings even be kings? Kings know they're kings due to the fact that they are the head of a kingdom and they have people at their service, right? There are laws usually dictating who gets to be king and why. It's not just de facto.
Officially...
In case we needed a chill, soothing cleanse, thank you. Pickled corn dog with peanut butter? Ugh. Corn dogs sound good, though.
Designated as U.S. national.
Sovereign American, isn't that an oxymoron? It is, yes.
No, not national.
You cannot be a sovereign citizen. It is an oxymoron.
Nationalist or nationalism or
More like a colon cleanse.
any other stuff. U.S. national is what they call people who are state citizens, born in your state. You are a citizen of the state that you were born in.
That's not how it works. If you were born in one of the 50 states of the United States, you are de facto and de jure a United States citizen because we have birthright citizenship in the United States.
And you're a citizen of the several states therein, okay? You can have your, you can pledge your allegiance to any state around the world. Now, some will recognize you as their citizen, some won't, okay? Just because I want to say I'm a citizen of Canada and I pledge my allegiance to them, doesn't exactly make me a citizen. It means
I imagine they have their own laws. I don't know if Canada has birthright citizenship or not. But, like, whatever their ruling is, that's what it is. In the United States, if you're born in the United States, you're a United States citizen.
I've pledged to be, and I can go through the process, but I'm not. But here in the United States of America Republic, if you want to claim your citizenship to Colorado, Wisconsin, if it's a state which is synonymous with the word country, you can pledge to it. Okay, so looking up these...
Often state is synonymous with country in much of the world, but in the United States, because of federalism, not really. We are the United States. We are a bunch of states that used to be individual colonies that eventually bounded together or bound themselves together via the Constitution, right? And there was historically more of a back and forth between... Oh boy. Like initially like Federalists versus Democratic Republicans, sort of your Hamilton versus Jefferson, right? Ideas for what the United States would be. Federalism basically ended up winning the fight over centuries. The federal government has, supreme power, which is outlined in the Constitution anyway. But over time and through the courts and stuff, the government, basically, the federal government has purview over anything they want. They can define almost anything as interstate commerce as long as it has some element of it, which most things do in the 21st century, and declare that they have purview over those things. So, yeah, I'm a citizen of Michigan, but I'm also a citizen of the United States. They're not mutually exclusive. Mike Mack says white nationalists will disagree on who is an actual American, and they'll be wrong. Like most things white nationalists believe. They're wrong.
Supreme Court cases, it will clearly tell you that these Americans are exercising their sovereign abilities with right to travel. So what right to travel is that if you are declaring yourself properly to be underneath the private jurisdiction as a U.S. national.
No, not how this works. Wherever you are, the laws of that land apply to you. I'm an American citizen. If I fly to France, I have to obey French law. If I fly to the UK, I have to obey UK law. If I fly to North Korea, I have to obey North Korean law, otherwise I'm going to get arrested. That's not how it works. You can't just be like, no, the law doesn't apply. No, not how it works. Ever.
Or state citizen, okay? Then you can utilize your vehicle with the proper identification, the proper plates on there. Even though you have the right to not have a plate, they're going to F with you.
You don't. You don't have a right to drive. Let me clarify a little bit. If you buy a vehicle and have it delivered to your own private property that you own, you can drive that car all over that property with no license plate, with no license, with no insurance. You can do that. The second that vehicle touches the public roadway, You have to have a license to operate it. You need a license plate and a registration and insurance to operate that vehicle on the public roadways, because the government owns the roadways and they get to set the laws on who gets to travel on those roadways. Now, your right to travel, as it were, isn't impeded. You can go and walk anywhere you want. You can ride a bike anywhere you want, publicly. However, if you want to operate a vehicle, a car, a truck, anything that would be classified as a motor vehicle on public roadways, you need to follow regulations that apply to the public roads, which include license, registration, insurance, etc.
So you have to have a private plate, whether you make it or you get one from me or whatever else.
Oh, he sells private plates. That's convenient, isn't it?
However you want to do it is fine, even though I don't really exactly issue plates, and I wouldn't, but you can copy mine.
Okay, so you can copy his. Does he have a website? Hold on. Energy mug and free new products. He sells CBD. He says JV Zoo. I don't even know what that is. Oh boy. Oh, he has a lot of affiliate codes. Jeez. Oh my god. Look at all the keywords he puts in here too, just to get clicks. YouTube, Google, video, review, trend, educational, DIY, product, new, SaaS, online, Twitter, Facebook, watch JoJo, top reviews, work at home, work from home, venture, and entrepreneur, business, Hotmail, Amazon. Like, you're not supposed to do this, just in case you don't know. I forget what this is specifically called, but it's against YouTube's TOS. You're not supposed to spam a bunch of random keywords into your descriptions to get more clicks, because the algorithm detects the words that are in your description and serves people the video based on those words. So if you do this, you're just not supposed to do that.
You can travel as long as your vehicle is paid off.
No, you need a license to drive on public roads. And don't be like, oh, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. You're driving a car. Are you operating a motor vehicle? You're driving. Is your personal conveyance a thing with 4 wheels or 2 wheels with a motor that makes it run independently? That's a motor vehicle, and you are driving it.
You're not using a driver's license. You're not saying you reside in their state.
Do you live in the state? Then you reside in their state.
Okay.
You don't get to try and semantics your way out of reality.
You don't have a registration. Okay. All of these things, your plates are removed. All of these things have to be in place before you can right to travel or travel privately. If you don't do all of those things in the proper way, you still have one arm, foot, toe, or whatever you have in their jurisdiction. And that's how they can bust you. Now, they, cops and whatever else, are on the federal...
Hold on, we're going to take a quick break to show you some cute kitty pictures that Baja sent me from upstairs, because, like I said, the kitty is resting upstairs, our new one. Let's take a look at some of them, shall we? Kitty. 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 There's the kitty eating some food. There's the kitty eating the food more. She picks the one section of floor that isn't finished up there, by the way. I swear she's not in like a shitty room. It's a fully finished room with like wooden hardwood floors and stuff, but there's one hallway that goes into another room that isn't finished, and she's chilling in that hallway, cleaning herself. Cute. Oh my god, she let Baja pet her. Oh, she's such a cutie. Her stomach's shaved because she got fixed yesterday. So she's got a naked tummy. She asked you to? That's sweet. Okay. Back to the video. The cuteness is done. Yay, walking, purring, cute boys.
Federal side, the commercial side, the public side. They are U.S. citizens. They are federal employees.
No, being a citizen does not make you a federal employee.
We all have that. Well, I don't anymore. But most of you guys out there have that. That whole side, if you have a
Is that
foot
a blue
in there,
hard hat? This is a purple hard hat. It reads very blue, but it is purple. But on camera, it looks very blue. Maybe I need to fix the color timing on my camera or something. But it's purple. And it's a real one. See? Look. It didn't hurt at all. You want to watch me play GTA 5 RPG server as a sovereign citizen? That would honestly be pretty funny. Mike Mack says, I'm sorry, is this some sort of cat person thing? I'm too much of a dog person to understand? I guess so.
now you don't.
Where'd I get a real construction hat? Someone sent it to me in the P.O. box. I think we're doing a P.O. unboxing soon, by the way, so if you want to send stuff, here's my P.O. box in the, just in the chat. Jake and I do them together on our YouTube channel, because we both get sent stuff there. That's more fun than it should be, I'm not gonna lie.
You don't have to get rid of all that to exercise that. You just have to make sure there's a clear separation. If you go on your vehicle and you have all those things still in play, you're on the public side.
Don't send anything durian. It's not funny. Let me explain the durian thing. People have sent us the durian stuff before, which I understand, like, just pranking me or Jake, that's one thing. Like, I get that. And if it was coming to, like, our own personal mailboxes, I'd kind of understand that as a joke. But here's the thing. The P.O. box, it sits at the post office for weeks at a time. Last time someone sent us durian stuff, those poor women at the post office that work there, they're very nice ladies, they deal with all our packages, and they had to deal with the stink of the durian in their workplace for weeks. Do not do that to them, guys. It's really not fair. If it was just me, I'd take it on the chin. I'd be like, haha, gross durian shit. But it's not. You're not hurting me. You're hurting the poor employees at the post office. Don't do that to them, okay? What's durian? It's a fruit that's known for being very disgusting. It smells like trash and tastes like trash.
You don't have those things, you're on the private side. When you go to vote, now you're on, especially for federal elections, okay? That's the public side. You go into a federal building with a state-issued ID or your driver's license, that's the federal side. And also, I'm not going to say any names, but I want to thank the TSA agent, the other federal agent.
Registering to vote does not make you any more of a citizen than just existing here. I think registering to vote puts you on in the pool to be pulled as a juror. At least in my state it does, but other than that, it doesn't really do anything.
Agents who have come forward quietly and anonymously and, well, not to me, but, you know, I have to do it for their, you know, safety and protection, and told that this is factual. They've said these are almost everything in the video. These videos, they're like, yes, that's true. My partner does this, etc., etc.
Okay, idiots who work at the TSA aren't cops, and they're certainly not judges. Why are you listening to dumb people from the TSA?
You know, there's a public side, there's a private side, there are different jurisdictions. See, the other people out there, they don't want you to know that there's separate jurisdictions. Everything starts, you coming into this world starts with which jurisdiction, claim your land. You know, like even on the north side, you know, people be like, you know, throwing up the forks or throwing down or claiming this or claiming that. Which jurisdiction are you in? Where do you put your loyalty? Where do you claim? Okay.
It doesn't matter what you claim. If you're in a jurisdiction, you're in a jurisdiction. If you're in the United States, the jurisdiction is federal law and the state and local laws of wherever you specifically are within the United States. You don't get to pick and choose the jurisdiction that has power over you. If that were how it worked, then no one would ever have jurisdiction ever, and no one would be in prison. That's not how it works.
You ever stop to think why we no longer have the Pledge of Allegiance of America in the classrooms?
Because what are you talking about? Many schools do still do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Multiple jurisdictions. When you pledge allegiance to the United States of America, that's the Republic as a free state person.
The United States is a constitutional democratic republic.
That's not the United States citizenship. They are different things. Look it up if you don't believe me. I don't care if you believe me or not. I already know. I'm already living in the private. I've had people confirm, yes, you're almost 100% in the private.
Go and break the law in front of a cop and see how that works.
I keep some stuff. Gone to court. 1. Done all these other things. 1. You know why? Because you have to know how to step through them. And for the
citation, please.
Love of God, I'm going to reiterate this. Love you guys all. There's only a couple of you guys who do this. I am not the get out of jail card free guy. I am not going to step you on how to get out of your cases or your things. I provide.
Well, that's convenient. You're going to tell people to break the law, and then when they get arrested for it, you're washing your hands of it, and you're also throwing in so many affiliate links in your description, it makes me want to vomit. Weird.
Information, you have to do the work. There's no silver bullet to this. You can't say, oh, I bought a sheet of paper from this guy, or whoever, even me, and say, I don't have to do this. Now, there are ways to get out of it. There are ways to prove your jurisdiction. If you watch the videos, you have to use them and do your own research. It's your life you're fighting for, okay? I've already done my fight, okay? Live to tell a tale, and I'm sharing these experiences with you. So don't hit me up saying, well, me and Mookie and them got in some trouble, so now I got this case. You know, I had a pistol on me. Can you send me no.
I'm going to get you in trouble and tell you it's okay to break the law, but when you actually get caught, not my problem. Sky Comet Fallen says, he's black, so the cops would probably shoot him if he broke the law in front of them. True, the United States is a nightmare. Mike Mack says, I'm 100 in the private, still used internet and other paid utilities. That is watch by the government. I don't understand that sentence.
I don't have the time, and I'm not gonna. And even if I were, I'd have to charge you so much. You might as well just get a lawyer or whatever. But do it for yourself. Take the information, do the research, just like I did. I'm here to show you that there is a path. There's light there, but I'm not gonna walk you all the way down. Okay. Anybody who does is probably gonna charge you, and may not have all, and you might lose all your money.
I'm not going to charge you. Just check out all 357 of my affiliate links, please. And his consultation fees are $50 an hour. Chat, I'm going to start charging you guys $50 an hour to hear me talk about why sovereign citizens are bullshit, okay? You know what? Screw it. $25 an hour, okay? I'll undercut this guy by half, okay? Oh my god, and he's got a PayPal and a Cash App and a Venmo and a Chime. I don't even know what Chime is. And bear in mind, I'm not making money with what you do online. I get it. I also have, like, PayPal and you know, I make money doing this for a living. But this guy's scamming people? In my opinion, he's scamming people, and that's what makes it not okay. There's nothing wrong with paying people for a service. But the service should, you know, be real and not bullshit. Mike Mack says, he thinks he is private, but still uses non-private stuff like the internet and the government watch other the internet and the electricity. In the United States, they don't. In the United States, internet's privately owned, and even locally, my electricity isn't through the government. It's through a private company. MMO Addicted says, I mean, $25 for an hour discussion with you? Sign me up.
With somebody who isn't going to exactly walk you all the way down through, or specifically for your case. Okay, that's a lot of work and research they have to do to defend you. My channel and information is always, always, always about prevention. So once you get out of your situation, pay that fine, pay that fee, do whatever you got to do. Once you're out, live this way. Okay? But what I will say, educational-wise, is that a lot of people who have done this, especially declaring they're already in existence status of U.S. national. A lot of things have gone away because they update your information with your name. And I know this goes against certain people. Your social, especially when you put it on your DS11 or your application for passport. I'm not going to say what because individual results may vary, and this is educational. All right. So that being said,
even he put educational in quotes.
That's right to travel. You have the right. When you apply for a driver's license, you are contracting. You are agreeing to be held underneath their jurisdiction federally. That's why you're.
That's not true. Driver's licenses aren't even done federally. Driver's licenses are a state issue. Driver's licenses are issued by the state. So even if you claim, well, I'm just a citizen of Michigan or Iowa or whatever, I'm not a federal citizen. All right, the federal government has nothing to do with driver's licenses. The state issues driver's licenses. So if you're a citizen of the state you live in, guess what? You need a driver's license, idiot.
Your name's in all capitalized letters, okay? Yeah, go ahead, pull your ID out.
What's with the construction hat? It protects me from the idiocy and also hammers.
But it's considered commercial. The state of Wisconsin has purposefully, they have everything on there from the definition of license to motor vehicle.
One of these times I'm gonna mess up and I'm honestly gonna smack myself in the skull with this, and I'm gonna give myself a concussion. I'm gonna give myself a concussion accidentally on stream one of these days, and I'll end up on live stream fails, and it'll be worth it.
Vehicle, all those things on there, but they don't have the keyword which ties it all in, which is driver. Because if they had the word driver on there, yeah, that's what I do. I have read through the statutes of our law and constitution for this state. I suggest you do the same. You probably won't. That's okay. You should. And found that they don't have the definition of the word driver on there because it means commercial.
No, it doesn't. Why do they keep using this outdated, misunderstood definition of driver? Stop citing an outdated second or third edition of Black's Law Dictionary that has been out of date for almost 100 years. Stop it. Stop it. It's time to stop. Stop it. Get some help. I have no shortage of memes I could use to tell you to stop. But please, just stop.
Black's Law Dictionary, which is where all of these institutions operate under legally. Because they have to have certain lines that are universal across so that they're all on the same page. So do me a favor, go and check and see if your state has the word driver defined on there. Because if they do, it means it's commercial.
No, it's not.
And if it does, that means basically anything that you've done,
to quote Obi-Wan, that's why I'm here,
that you weren't doing commercially, you can contest. Because the word driver, if you look up in Black Law's Dictionary, it means commercial, for pay.
No, it doesn't actually, unless you use a Black's Law Dictionary from the 1920s that you're misreading anyway!
For profit.
That version of Black's Law Dictionary defines driver as one that is employed in operating a motor vehicle. They think the word employed there means hired by someone. It's not. That's not what it means. It means employed in the sense of you are in the middle of doing an action. I am employed in doing a Twitch stream. I am employed in wearing a hard hat. This guy is employed in being a dumbass. Like, employed can have multiple meanings. Words have more than one meaning.
Transporting of goods for pay. Okay? So if you're a driver, even if you're driving people, like let's say you're doing Uber, then yes, you need a driver's license. Because you're driving people for money, for profit. But majority of us who are just going to the grocery store or whatever else, our normal ins and outs work, we're not doing that for profit with our vehicle. We're going to get profit, but while we're in our car, we're not transporting goods or people for pay. If you do that, that's commercial. Then you have the proper driver's license, the CDL, proper driver's license. You have to be trained in how to do that. And yes, even though I've answered this question before, you can be a CDL operator or license holder and be a U.S. national. You know why? Because you're already doing it now. You were born a U.S. national. If you were born in any of these 50 states, okay?
You're not a U.S. national. You're a United States citizen. These are different things. They have different definitions. Pick up a book.
So we do have the right to travel. It is a real thing, but it has to be done in the right way. I've made other videos on it a little bit more in depth. This is just to kind of get it out there for those people who are kind of already up to speed and are curious about it. It is a real thing. You can look up the case laws. I also...
Ooh, the case laws. That's a good legal citation. Do you have backing for your argument, counselor? The case laws! Look at them!
Have that paperwork. If you order it from me, of course, I'm going to charge you for it, but you can look it up, and there's other people where you can get it free. All right, so just go and get it free. You know, it saves you time and money, obviously. So that back up these cases and support. I have a copy of them in my car in case, you know, an officer wants to see this. These are Supreme Court rulings. They're down here at low-level stuff, statutes and quasi-law, magistrate, judge, Supreme Court law, which is the law of the land, up here for you.
The Supreme Court... Oh, boy. Okay. The law of the land is what is legislated, locally or federally or whatever. Where's that bug? This bug keeps bugging me. Oh, that's why that word exists. The Supreme Court is the final stop in appeals, right? Or it has original jurisdiction over cases, very specific ones, like cases between states. Like with the election that recently happened, Texas tried to sue, I think, Pennsylvania, so that was an original jurisdiction for the Supreme Court, so it skipped all the lower courts and went right to the Supreme Court. But otherwise, the Supreme Court is an appeals court. It's your final stop, right? So they're either going to uphold the lower court's decision or they're going to listen to the case and make their own determination. But either way, that's the last stop. That doesn't mean that the laws made by, like, I don't know, your state legislature, it doesn't make them less true, right? Those are still the laws of the land you happen to be in. Those laws could theoretically be challenged and taken to the Supreme Court if they're found to, like, violate the federal constitution or something along those lines. But they're still the law. The Supreme Court does not review every single law that gets passed. That's not how it works. Laws are passed by the legislature, and then if someone thinks there's an issue with the law legally, like it's unconstitutional or something, then it can get challenged in court and go up to the Supreme Court if it does. Most cases don't go to the Supreme Court. Very few cases go to the Supreme Court. So I don't know where he's getting this idea that, like, your local laws are somehow less valid than federal laws. They're not, really. They just only apply to the area in which you live. Pyromancer says, the cops are not the ones you bring that stuff to. Yeah. Mike Mack says, Karen, Florida Man, and everything dumb, these were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little American. But Professor Utonium accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction, a misunderstanding of the law. Thus, the sovereign citizen was born!
U.S. nationals and all across the board, we the people, is up here. But in order to exercise your right, you have to do it in the right way. So that's about it, guys. So right to travel is a real thing. Look it up for yourself.
Yeah, your right to travel means that you can go between state lines unimpeded, which you can do. But if you want to do it on public roads in a vehicle, you better either have someone else who's licensed to driving you, or you better have a driver's license in the vehicle registered.
Get the paperwork, put it in your vehicle, do all the steps I've talked about in order to do it the right way. Because if you have your passport done as a U.S. national the correct way, which to do that, that information is down below. You can get it from me. Or else go to my YouTube main page in about the About section. It'll have all the information in there. How to contact, how to buy any of the files or whatever. That's available, your choice.
Oh, he sells files too, like Marcel does?
And commence with that. But if you have the passport card and your vehicle is still in their jurisdiction, you're part of the way out. Now the officer has a judgment call depending on what you've done. But if your vehicle still has those plates, the registration, it's not paid off, that's like being a partial slave.
Andrew Batella with 20 bits says, if right to travel is a thing, how come I can't travel through your house without your consent?
You can't like be like, well, I'm not a slave anymore when you're still wearing slave chains and slave uniforms on or whatever else, just because now you're starting to think freely. You're
That's
just the
not how
smartest slave on the
slavery worked
plantation.
either. What?
That's how they're looking at you. But have people have had successful results? Yeah, there's plenty of good cops out there who know exactly what it is. And as long as you're not harming anybody by law, you're not pulled into their jurisdiction.
Untrue.
Okay, so most of the stuff is just tickets and they'll let you go. Plenty of people have been let go.
If a cop makes a judgment call and doesn't want to file a bunch of paperwork on you and lets you go with a warning, sometimes they're allowed to do that. But if they do that, they're being nice to you. It doesn't mean you're legally right. It means they just don't want to deal with you, and they'll probably say to you, you need to get a license plate, you need to get your license updated, don't drive until you do. You're not going to get a warning a second time if they have on the record that you've already been stopped for that.
But the ones who are successfully out of the system are the ones who have done it the proper way. But even as a U.S. national, okay, if you pull yourself into their jurisdiction by doing crime or harming a U.S. citizen, okay, U.S. citizen is their property. So
if you don't have a driver's license and you're driving on the roads with your car, and I mean driving the way normal people mean it, not in your woo-woo bullshit meaning that hasn't ever been valid. If you're operating a motor vehicle on public roads and you don't have a license or registration or a license plate or insurance, you've broken the law. You broke the law!
They're a federal employee. You've done harm to a federal employee, even as a U.S. national. If you do that to them or you endanger them or whatever else, you can be pulled into their jurisdiction, and now you are subject to all the statutes, laws, rules, and regulations, just like one of them. You can fight it, and you can try to pull yourself out, okay, but that has to be done carefully, all right, and precisely. And it still may not take effect if you don't know how to do the right things at the right times.
I like that he's hedging all these comments by saying it might work, you gotta do it carefully, you gotta do this. That way when people who give him money fail because his advice is bullshit, they're not gonna be like, well, he was just wrong. They'll be like, well, I didn't do it carefully enough.
But if you've hurt somebody or done significant damage, you still have to pay because you've damaged the United States property. That person, that property, physical place is what it is. So be smart, be wise, know the difference.
People are not the property of the United States.
Know its jurisdiction, walk both jurisdictions. You just have to be able to differentiate where and who you are when you're doing things. That's the whole thing. You can be all federal, you can be all private, or you can be both. You can lean a little right, lean a little left. You can jump back and forth. You just need to know about them. So thanks, guys. I appreciate your time, appreciate your attention. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe on the way out. Check out the offers down there on discounts and whatever else. Products that I provide and sell and drop ship. They all help support me and this channel. Like I said,
I've never heard someone openly call their stuff drop shipping because it's got a negative connotation for good reason, usually.
Don't make any money off of the revenue on the YouTube. So I
don't make any money off of the revenue on YouTube.
I take time out of my day. It's
kind of an oxymoron.
To make these videos for you guys. I enjoy it. And I also enjoy it if you guys have time to donate. If you can't, then at least spread the word. Either way, as they say, hook a brother up. Talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh boy, let's check out this guy's channel. Well, this guy's getting added to the regular sovereign citizen list. I think it's probably a good call to look at some of these right to travel, air quote, people. Like, what about this guy?
Okay,
Nope.
Those of y'all who feel like we think that we are above the government or we don't want to abide by your little bullshit ass statutes, and so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you why. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the form of government that you operate under, and then I'm gonna show you the form of government that we, the American nationals, operate under.
Okay, just a little.
DMX EVP breakdown? What? What? This person mostly does videos on ghosts. Okay. I'm gonna save this to my conspiracy playlist. The things you find when you're not even looking for them. It's always interesting. Medicated person says just saw this. What's this?
Well, no, but I do believe corporations rob us of our dignity and independence, and that these systems must be ripped down, burnt down, or leveled by any force necessary. But that's just one little bear's opinion.
Based Boo Boo the Bear. Funny. Okay, that's probably it for today. There's a 10-minute video. Disney pickle corn dog with peanut butter. Why is it Disney?
And customer. The way it works is you go online and you build yourself a box I can choose from. So many different kinds of cuts that I can choose from. Sound that unusual. Pickle, corn dog. So the first thing we need to do is have some pickles. Da, 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 da. Look at this jar of pickles. This jar of pickles is enormous. I've never purchased such a large jar of pickles before, but you want large pickles for this because we need to core
You
it
might
up.
as well buy a big jar of pickles. They last a really long time. I once bought a thing from Sam's Club, which is like a Costco if you don't have a Sam's Club in your area. That was like this big. It lasted like a year and a half.
After all. As they look. Oh, that's a good one. And now couch pickle. So imagining yesterday I was at the store.
Wait, is she putting hot dogs in the pickles?
Hey, Emmy, what's your next project?
I mean, corn dogs, I guess, but why peanut butter? Peanut butter and hot dogs and pickles?
Now I've got some really fat skewers. These are actually skewers
Pickles
for
are the best
dipping
vegetable.
caramel apples. See how fat
Pickles
they
are not a vegetable. Pickles are a product of cucumbers being brined. It'd be like saying French fries are my favorite vegetable. Sunale, thanks for the 20 bits.
Carefully impale the hot dog. Boop. Nice and straight. And then return that to the corn dog. This is a little bit of a loose fit, and I'm concerned when I dip it, it might move on me. So I'm going to take a toothpick and secure it at the top here. And then I'll snip that part off. Just let your peeps know that there's a toothpick in there when you serve this to them. Alrighty, my lovelies, now we're going to prepare the batter. I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour in this bowl. 2/3 of guys, a lot easier. Look at my pickled corn dog. Isn't it beautiful? Look.
Okay, look, I could maybe see a pickle corn dog just on its own, because people do like relish on their hot dogs, so a pickly, briny thing with a hot dog, that's fine. Why in the universe would you put peanut butter on it?
It's enormous, but that shouldn't be surprising because this is not an ordinary hot dog. It also contains a whole pickle as well. Get a healthy dollop of peanut butter.
Why? I don't understand why the peanut butter.
Alrighty, here we go.
And I am a peanut butter fiend, okay? I would put peanut butter on just about anything. For me, it's probably like my favorite foods are gonna be like cheese and then peanut butter. Peanut butter's up there. I love peanut butter. Why would you put it on this?
Itadakimasu.
Substitute peanut butter with mustard and we're good to go? Sure.
Peanut butter, in my experience, whenever I've had
Oh, they sell them at Disney like this? Why?
it in places that are a bit unexpected, it's always been delicious. There's something about that nutty, toasted richness that just pairs with both sweet and savory things seamlessly. It's delicious and really enhances things as well. In that bite, I got a little bit of the juicy, salty, smoky, garlicky hot dog, and then I get the crisp, crunchy exterior batter, delicious, but I didn't get any pickle. So let's do that again.
That batter sounds good. Mickey Mouse, because I like watching Mortal
Got it.
suffer.
Pretty good. It's very interesting. You've got that briny, dilly, crunchy pickle in there, but it pairs really nicely with the peanut butter because the peanut butter is creamy and rich. It goes really well with the tanginess of the brine of the pickle. Even that dilliness. There's a lot of pickle in there. Of course, this is coming from a person that is not a huge dill pickle fan. But what I do appreciate is that the pickle is crunchy and juicy while the exterior remains light and crunchy.
Blue Ribbon Corn Dog in downtown Disney. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs. It's a kiosk. Hand-dipped corn dogs. It's just like a stand. Okay. Golden Dragon, the classic dog, and the hot link. They sell different ones. Panko encrusted kosher all beef corn dog. I like corn dogs, and this just comes with like aioli and sweet Thai chili. That's probably good. See, I don't even see a thing with the peanut butter one. Maybe it was a thing they did only for a limited time or something? I don't know. Lavender Amberly, thank you for 1,000 bits. And KR Goss says Querulous Artisan is live in One of Us. Raid, maybe? Okay. That's very strange. That's enough about the corn dog, though. Let's raid someone.
Because...
Ooh, with a kitten cam. Wonderful.
I have to crawl underneath the cord in order to get out of my office.
All right. Have a wonderful
breaks on
evening, everyone. I'm going to go try and spend some time with the kitty and spend some time with Baja. So, patron stream tomorrow. Yes, we are doing a patron stream tomorrow, probably around 4. Check your Patreon inboxes for the link. We're going to try and do some interactive stuff, like play some games or something. So, we'll have a good time. See you then. Bye, everyone.